There is a planet called Vall'eri. This is our world. And the continent of Vall'eri, where we live in, endured great suffering. Slowly now it heals. There are wounds in every deserted field and every deserted soul, scars of the scorched earth cut down by decades of acid rain. There are few fields to sow, fewer creeks to drink from. A wasteland. Only death thrives. The ground has shaken too much for too long. The volcanoes erupted, wrecking canyons all over the country. And now we, the citizens of desolation, stubbornly survive. Together, yet alone in the dark. 212 years ago, nothing was like this. Before the war came. Before the dragons. Striking against all nations of Vall'eri, they brought death on their wings and the fires of hell in their gut. And throughout the once green land, dragonborn soldiers spread like a plague. Throughout 10 years, the war took everything from everyone. No tribe of Vall'eri found peace, and united in their struggle, they attempted to resist. Others, however, ran into the safety of their walls. On the highest mountain of the Ice Peninsula, gnomes and dwarfs took refuge behind the towers of their citadel, Garnada. Born out of the inventiveness of gnomes and raised by the willpower of dwarves, it was the most powerful fortress in the whole continent. Of noble pinnacles, full of unbreakable pikes and housing 1,000 accurate ballistae. Such a stronghold was a force to be reckoned with. In the early days of the war, it resisted the most dreadful of enemies as a giant red dragon succumbed at its gates. And by slaying it, gnomes and dwarves uncovered a secret. As the scales of the dead dragon fell from the skies, they had transformed into crystals. The gnomes named it dragon drops and found a way to harness their power. Now they would feed the forges of Garnada. The city was now more powerful than ever before. But for all the rest of the continent, the war was raging on. Each dragon costed far too many souls to slay, crumbling into just as many dragon drops as the lives it took. The fighting was uneven. And just when the dragon seemed bound to final victory, everything changed. A brotherhood of warriors, hailing from all the nations of Vall'eri, sworn to undertake the ultimate sacrifice. They were called the Audacious Six. Gathering hope, they advanced to a hopeless assignment, taking one decisive blow deep inside enemy territory. They were seeking a rare gem that was known only in ancient legends. The heart of all dragons. They fought like immortals, took their last stand deep into the fires of hell. As they found the stone, it was destroyed. The 6 warriors vanished. However, all the dragons vanished as well, breaking into 1,000 dragon drops that rained upon the land. It happened 199 years ago. And it was just as if the seeds of evil had poisoned the earth. The earth trembled. Rivers of magma were unleashed. The sky turned dark as coal and broke into acid rainstorms. Mountains ceased to be mountains. Valleys were valleys no more. All living things withered, almost until extinction. No race of Vall'eri escaped these times without a scar. And even the mighty Garnada succumbed to the earthquakes and to the fiendish beasts that were now crawling inside the mines. Broken and humbled, the survivors of the once great empire of the gnomes and dwarves found sanctuary on an icy lake, rich in dragon drops. Their energy inspired them, their humbleness returned. As they finally looked upon the wretched world around them, they realized that alone they were not strong enough to save it. Indeed, all races of Vall'eri understood that. Despite old grudges, an alliance of survivors was forged between all the nations of this land, and the University of Vall'eri was built. Now was the time to heal the wounds and fight new evil forces that were rising from the entrails of the land, seeking to rob us of our light. Vall'eri, a rock and roll adventure.